HDMI LED video display system prototype. We'd like to give a quick shout out to YouTube channel Scanlime for shooting their excellent video series on how to build a Hub 75 LED board controller with a Lattice FPGA. This series is essential viewing material for anyone not already familiar with the Hub 75 display system tech and/or FPGA programming using Icestudio and Verilog. So I've got this HDMI to Hub 75 video system that I've built from off-the-shelf parts. You can see that Adafruit TFP401 board there with the HDMI input, and then you can also see the Upduino 3.0 board here with some extra stuff I added, so you can see that those are just a bunch of registers there, that stacked registers. It's just a simple decoder chip, and it's driving four Hub 75E buses, so that's 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one there, and then they're daisy chained through it, so you can see the ribbon cables. The TFP401 HDMI TTL Breakout board is a off-the-shelf part, which is based on a Texas Instruments chip, which does the job of taking the HDMI signal with its differential signaling and 10-bit character encodings and turning that into a TTL parallel bus that we can use to actually process the red, green, and blue pixels of 8 bits each. In this case, we're only using 5 of the 8 primary element bits, so the Upduino 3.0 or 3.1, there's a newer one, is an off-the-shelf part based on Lattice's Ice40 UP5K FPGA part, which is pretty cool because it has 128 kilobytes of internal RAM, which we use all of it for this display actually to accomplish the 15-bit per pixel color. And yeah, it's an affordable chip. The only downside is has a limited amount of pins on it, so we had to come up with some external multiplexing solutions for that. To expand the output pins on the Ice40 FPGA, we are using some off-the-shelf TTL bus register chips. In this case, we're using advanced CMOS 574, although those are only because we happen to have those, but they do have 24 milliamps drive output. So we've got bus register 0, bus register 1, and control register. And each of these registers is 12 bits, so there's 4 bits unused. To reduce the pin count of clock lines on the Upduino, as well as conveniently adding some setup time to our signaling, we've implemented a off-the-shelf decoder chip, an HC138 or 139, and so that's going to provide the 10 nanosecond setup time, and it's going to allow us to do some differential clocking on bus registers 0 and 1, so we could essentially double pump the buses. The Hub 75 bus outputs are your typical Hub 75E pinouts, which include 3 bits for RGB channel 0, 3 bits for RGB channel 1, the clock input, the 5-bit row select, output enable input, and a strobe. The strobe copies the pixel input buffer into the output registers that drive the LEDs. The SNES pad port here is a future expansion for modifying timing constants for running the HDMI pixel pipeline. Currently those constants are hard-coded in the program. So we're using Icestudio to develop the program, and here you can see the HDMI inputs there. All comes off the TFP401, and that whole big thing is the timing unit. There's the constants, and then there's an encoder, because we only got 2 clock lines coming out of it. Then we've got a whole bunch of blocks for the pixel multiplexing and the phasing, and then we can kind of just get in there. And actually we're using display memory, so we're using all 128 kilobytes of the RAM on that Upduino 3.0 to drive the early, you know, this is basically the heart of it. So it's just doing a linear compare. So what it looks like this. So basically, yeah, it's running at 60 frames a second, and I guess that the reason why you see the pulsing on the phone is because the phone is also recording at 60 frames a second. So I don't know, it doesn't look like this when you're here, but anyways, whatever. So there's some glitches to work out with the display right now. I mean, it's a work in progress, obviously. Because of the limitation on the 15 bits per pixel, it makes the gamma correction for indoor play a little bit challenging. I'm still figuring out. The linear conversion isn't going to work out, though. It would be nice to see if we can get light gun games working on this display tech. I mean, it's right now we're just running like SNES 9X off a PC, so yeah, we don't really have a way to hook up a light gun right now. We're probably gonna have to get a Mr. FPGA or something. And yeah, there's a lot of fine tuning to do. I'm not quite sure if the flicker we're seeing is because of the emulation or what. I mean, or if we're making a mistake in the video thing, and you know, anyways. So yeah, we got some tweaking to do, but hey, I mean, this is pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with what we got so far. Thanks for watching.